So today, I'm gonna give my final thoughts after using this guy for quite a while. This is the Aiper Scuba X1 pool cleaning robot. I've been using it this whole year. Off and on, I've tried other robots as well to compare it against, and I have a lot of thoughts on this specific robot, and I'm gonna try to give you everything that I love, and maybe something that I think that they could maybe work on. So, without further ado, if this is something that you're interested in, if you're looking at getting a pool cleaning robot for yourself, this is the video for you. Let's get into it. Okay folks, welcome back to techgooch, and this is the box that it came in. I just wanted to at least start the video with that guy up on the desk. But more than anything, this is what you're here for, right? The actual X1 robot itself. Now, they offer a few different versions of this. Is the X1. They also have the X1 Pro and the X1 Pro Max. So of the three, this is gonna be slated for smaller pools. And of course, as you go up, more cleaning capability, but also more capability within maybe a larger pool. This one has 14 sensors on it. It can, technically the motor has 6,600 gallon per hour cleaning capacity to it. And depending on the size of the pool, obviously depends on how much cleaning or how long the battery will last, and how many times you can go over specific areas of the pool. I have, for all intents and purposes, a 20-foot by 4-foot deep above ground pool. Round, so a lot of curved surfaces. I did get to test this, and if you actually watch this video, I posted on this specific channel on techgooch. It was my first kind of use of this, because I got this in March to review, and it was too early in the season to put a pool up. I got to test it at a university, a nearby university's pool that they have, and which is a huge pool, and in all reality you would want the larger series of this guy to do that pool, but at least it got me to understand the different cleaning modes and what to expect to get out of this guy. So I'm taking a lot of that information that maybe if you want to watch that video, you can actually see my first thoughts of this guy. This video is not that. This video is all about me using this for an extended period of time now, for months, cleaning my pool. Now, before we go any further, and I'm just gonna say this real quick. This is an awesome robot. This is definitely by far the best robot I've ever put in my pool to test out and check out. So Aiper, 2 thumbs up. So there you go. That said, of course, there's, like with any product, nothing's perfect. There are 4 different cleaning modes on this specific machine. And so you can do it on your phone if you turn it on. This does connect to Wi-Fi. Although in all reality, if you're turning this on and throwing it in your pool, because it connects to Wi-Fi, it doesn't really mean, because once it goes under the water, it's not connecting to Wi-Fi anymore. However, if you do purchase Aiper's HydroComm, which is a floating sensor that actually goes in the pool, that actually monitors the pool as well, it can communicate underwater to this guy. So through that, then you'll actually be able to control it and see the progress of it on your phone. That's pretty awesome. I haven't actually tested that out yet. This is just mainly on the unit itself. However, when you turn it on, it does connect to Wi-Fi if you have it set up that way, and you can actually check and set up how you want it to clean. You don't need to do that at all. In all reality, all summer long, I never really use that function, because when you turn it on, you can cycle through the 4 different modes right here with this button. Basically, you have full pool cleaning mode, which means it's gonna clean everything in the pool. You have bottom of the pool cleaning mode, which it's just gonna clean the bottom of the pool. You have sides of the pool, so it's just gonna clean the sides. And then you do have waterline, where it just scrubs the waterline around the pool. So I've used all of them. And there are benefits to each. And I will say that there is one thing that this specific robot does that I wish that maybe they would, and maybe it's designed to do this, but it's one of those things that if you have a dirtier pool on the bottom and you put this in full cleaning mode, doesn't quite get everything off the bottom. And I'll tell you why it's like that. Because when you do full cleaning mode, it does the sides first. So like anything that's battery operated, it's most powerful when it's at a full charge, which makes sense that they do the walls first, because it needs as much power as possible to stay on the wall and go up and down the wall. So that makes sense. But what happens is when it's done cleaning the walls and now it's focusing on the bottom, if you have a really dirty bottom of the pool, it's now not at its optimal capacity in terms of its battery, so it's not quite as powerful as it was when it started. So the only times I got this to leave things in the pool was when the bottom of the pool was fairly dirty and I did a full cleaning mode. Now, I don't get a whole lot of scum on the waterline. Usually it's just like small leaves. So it is nice to allow this to do a waterline or a wall cleaning. But in all reality, the bottom of my pool is where majority of the debris is, because I have a lot of trees around my property and just ends up in the pool. Now, I do have a skimmer robot that's solar powered that constantly goes around and keeps stuff off the, sucks stuff off the surface of the water. That said, stuff still gets to the bottom. And this robot is great at getting it off. But I will say this, if you do have a fair amount of debris on the bottom, do bottom cleaning mode, because if you do just the bottom, this will get it. This will suck everything off the bottom of the pool and you will have a very, very clean pool. If it's just moderate debris on the bottom, you can do a full cleaning mode, no problem. But it's only if you have a decent amount of stuff and it's like, yeah, there's quite a bit down there and I really want to get all that. And I think number two, and this is one thing that's against this robot, is if I do a full pool clean mode, like I said, it'll start on the walls. So I have a round pool. If it starts, like say it's at noon, right at 12 o'clock, and it goes around, does this thing, it comes back to 12, it'll just keep going. It'll go around about 2 times before it starts cleaning the bottom of the pool. And that is the one thing that I wish they would change on this, because it leaves less battery for the bottom when you're doing that. And I think the one way around what I found in that, if I did a full pool cleaning mode, it doesn't quite have all the juice to get everything out of the bottom. That would almost solve that, I think, because it gets like 80 to 90% of it, but there's still spots of debris. Whereas if they had it correctly accurate, where it once it got around and maybe just past where it started, it would start cleaning the bottom, then maybe it would have enough juice to do it all. But that's, again, 20-foot pool, 4 foot deep. That's what I found. So I learned that really early on. And in all reality, all I do is if I have quite a bit of debris in the bottom of the pool, I put it on bottom cleaning mode and go for it. Outside of that, 100%, I love this robot. So let's talk about the robot itself. Like I said, 14 sensors. If you actually see here, there's sensors on the side, there's sensors on the front, there's sensors on the other side over here. It's constantly looking at its environment. It's constantly trying to figure out exactly how it is and what's best to clean and everything. Pretty awesome. One button on the top, and then we do have a port back here where you can actually plug in the power cord. I don't use that, and I've never used it. I've only used the dock. So I have this sitting actually on a towel in my basement. Once I'm done cleaning the pool, I just come in, I set the robot on the dock like that, and it's just wireless, it's charging from the 2 contacts that are on the dock itself to charge this. So I don't have to constantly plug something in or out of this. So the power cord that comes with it is plugged into the dock at all times, and all I have to do is just set this on the dock, let it charge, and then when I'm ready to use it again, just take it off the dock and throw it back in the pool. Now, like every robot, there is a canister back here. This is where all your debris goes. This is like a 5-liter container, so there's a lot of capacity for debris. It's very spacious. Now, one additional thing you can add to this filter is the micro mesh filter that also comes with it. Now, it does actually come with a piece that actually, essentially, you snap it all together, and this holds this, and then it just drops in like that. Now, this micro mesh filter is a fabric filter that picks up debris out of the water. So if your water has cloudiness to it, maybe you use some clarifier or whichever, this filter will clean everything out of the water. Now, here's the caveat to this. If your pool is very dirty, meaning the bottom has a lot of debris in it, I would run a cycle on this with just the standard basket first to clean out the bottom of the pool, get all the major debris out of the pool. Then let this charge, and then put the micro mesh filter into the robot as a secondary cleaning. I've tested this. Oh, what am I doing? I'm putting it on the inside. Geez. I have tested this in both situations. If you do that, you will get such a better experience, because what happens is, if you're expecting this to clean not only the stuff out of the water like this filter does, it basically filters the water, and get the bottom of the pool, all the debris at the bottom of the pool. What happens is, this micro mesh filter, once it starts clogging up, you're gonna start losing suction on the machine. It's just like a vacuum. Once the filter clogs, water can't be pumped through it nearly as much, so you're not gonna get as good of a clean. So it's best to have, it doesn't have to be a clean pool, but at least something that doesn't have a lot of debris in it. There's nothing wrong with, obviously, in the same case, that you could run this with this in here and try to get the debris maybe for an hour, and then come here, pull it out of the water, stop it, clean the filter, put it back in, and throw it back in the pool. You could do that as well. I'm kind of like one guy, just throw the robot in the pool and leave for a few hours, and then I'll come back and grab it out later. Or put it in there at night, come back in the morning and pull it out of the pool. That's how I kind of use this. So that said, I want to show you this actually using in my pool. I did also, if you didn't notice, I had a GoPro mount on the front of it. I do have a Insta360 footage of this guy running in the pool as well. I'm going to show you some of that footage and some of the test runs that I've done in my pool throughout the summer. Actually, some of these they're kind of spaced out. So I'll run those next, and then we'll finalize the video here. Okay, so today we have quite a bit of leaf litter. Now mine is a 20-foot by 4-foot deep pool. Just circular, and I do have a small robot that goes over the surface. So the one nice thing about having a wireless robot is that doesn't have to stop. That can just keep going, and yeah, clean water, good water. Just got to get the leaf litter and stuff off the bottom that guy missed. So let's get the robot out. All right, so just like my other videos I've done on this guy, I've already cleaned the basket. The basket's clean. I don't have the micro filter, and I just have the standard. I took out the micro filter or the cloth filter. I'm gonna push and hold this guy until I'm gonna do the whole pool, walls and everything. And of course I can cycle through them if I want to. I don't have to get my phone out with the Wi-Fi. I'm obviously filming with my phone right now. And now, just place him in the pool and let him sink to the bottom. Now, this specific robot, the X1, it is built for a larger pool than what I have, and it will go around and clean the walls first. It'll go around the pool essentially twice and clean the walls and the water line, and that ensures that it gets the walls and the water line really good. And then it'll go nuts on the bottom. And it does a fantastic job at cleaning this pool. I've also been testing another robot. This thing runs circles around that thing, and so right now I'm gonna let her do her thing, and I'll be back in a little while. Actually, before I go, so it went across the pool, and this is the first wall. It already went up once. This will be the second time it goes up, and I wanted to show this because this is one thing, because this specific robot has cleaning heads on both sides, so it scrubs really good, but it'll actually scrub pretty much all the way up to the handrail. You'll see it'll pop out of the water, and it'll just keep climbing up. So that's a huge bonus. I mean, it's not just scrubbing right on the water line, it's scrubbing this whole area, because obviously water line fluctuates depending on if there's people in it and rain and whatnot. So yeah, that's how that guy goes. It's just gonna keep backing up a little bit, turning, going to the next spot, and it'll work its way all the way around the pool. And it pretty much like does it twice, and then continues on. So yeah, that's the Aiper X1. Okay, so it's been going for over 2 hours. Obviously it's cleaned up the edge all, and it's been working on the bottom, and there's very little left, but it'll probably go for a little while yet. But there she is, cleaning my pool. Gotta get some solar charge on this guy because he's about out of charge. Sun will be out on the pool here shortly. That's all right. It's all about that guy though. That guy's awesome. All right, well, I'll let it finish up and then be back at the end. Nice and clean. Machine needs to come out. And this guy is now out. And yeah, you can see quite a bit of stuff in there. Oh yeah, all the stuff that was on the bottom of the pool. Good job, robot. We're gonna start this guy. We're gonna do both walls and floor. Now I actually just cleaned this pool with a different robot, a cheaper robot, and there's a lot of stuff on the bottom yet, so Aiper, don't let me down. Not that it ever has yet. It's a good robot. Good robot. So we had some storms come through. That guy gets down there. There is a ton of debris at the bottom of the pool from yesterday. I mean, it is big stuff. So I don't know how well that's gonna work. There's a big branch down there even. Let's see what happens. I might grab that branch out. So that sucker ran the battery out, but I would argue the bottom of the pool looks almost spotless. Maybe a couple pieces, but they may have gone down since it stopped working. Surface of the water, that guy still's got to grab some more stuff, but bottom of the pool looks amazing. Let's see how much stuff's in the bin. All right, let's take a peek. She looks pretty good. There's lots of stuff in here. Give me a second. All right, pop the latch. And yeah, lots of good stuff in there. All right. I think that's the most I've had down there yet. Of course, it was a storm, so lots of stuff in the pool. Good job, robot. So there you have it. That is my final thoughts on the Aiper X1. This machine is awesome. And I can only imagine how much the X1 Pro or the X1 Pro Max are better. So in all reality, look at it based on the size of your pool. I have a 9,000, well, 90, it's between 9 and 10,000 gallon pool with my 20-foot pool, depending on how much water I have in it at any time. And of course, the size of it, this robot is by far great. And the big thing is, it has two big cleaning guys here, one on one side, one on the other. It's got the tracks. Everything about this robot is exactly what I would want in a pool cleaning robot. Now, I have tested robots. This is the most expensive one, retail at $14.99, and I've tested cheaper ones as well. this one would be the one that I would recommend to anybody that has, if they had the same pool I have, this would be the one I would recommend. Yes, you can get by with a less expensive robot. It's not going to clean quite as well. Here's the honest opinion on it. This is the fifth year of our pool. And first year I had a corded robot, and corded robots are great. They really are, but they can be a pain because of the cord. And if you want know more about that, really look into corded versus cordless. And if you have a pool skimming robot or anything that's skimming the water, that cord gets in the way constantly. So that said, but this thing has tons of battery juice to it, has tons of power, cleans extremely well. This year has been by far our best year for a clean pool. And what I mean by that is we have had less issues with anything in the water ever this year. And I attribute it to a couple different things, but mostly this guy, which is kind of crazy, but it does work. I think I've actually used less chemicals this year than I have in years past. We don't like putting a whole lot of chemicals in our pool. We like to keep the chlorine level really low, almost not detectable. So that's what we do to try, but I have to make sure it's healthy water, right? I have not shocked my pool at all this year. I never had any cloudiness to the water. The water has been crystal clear 100% of the year so far. We're coming up to the end of the pool season here, and it's pretty awesome. And this is the only thing I changed. I didn't change anything else. Now, of course, I tested other robots in there as well, but if you watched the video on the other robot that I recently reviewed, this one actually picked up where that one couldn't get stuff. So is it worth its weight? Yes, it is. Right now, at the time of this video, this robot you can get for $9.99 direct or $9.79 on Amazon. I will put both links in the description below. By all means, check it out. They are affiliate links, so if you do purchase through that, I appreciate it. But I'm not forcing you to do it. It's up to you. That said, hands down, if I had my money spending on a robot right now, this would be one of my first choices. I would go between this one, the Pro level, or the Pro Max, just again based on your pool size. In my case, my specific pool, this is all you need. You don't really need to go any higher. This thing is awesome. So thank you for watching to the end of this video. Let me know if you have any questions or comments. You can get a hold of me directly at techgooch.com. That's the best way to get a hold of me, because comment section, I kind of go in and out depending on what I have going on in my life, and this summer has been stupidly crazy. So I hope to do more pool robot videos in the future because they're really fun to do, and I love testing them. So that said, questions, comments, let me know. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and we'll catch you back here on techgooch for another future video review. If you haven't watched it yet, I'll also put links to the other videos I've done on this specific unit at the end here, as well as in the description, where you can see the unboxing, the Wi-Fi setup, and of course, the use in that very large collegiate pool. So thanks again for watching. See you again soon.